Let's just have some introductory questions. Have you played any instruments? Is my first one.
Yeah, I played, the first instrument I played was the euphonium. When I was in 5th grade, I started playing that. Up until 8th grade, stopped playing. Around then I started picking up piano more. That's what I play mostly now. Yeah, but I play a little bit of guitar as well, and a little bit of drums, but not a lot.
Alright. And so in high school you primarily played piano though?
Yeah, in high school and sing. We're kind of vocal singing as an instrument, which some people do. I don't know whether I could qualify it as that for this discussion, but yeah, I didn't take any lessons or anything in high school. I just kind of self-taught and played piano, but yeah.
And what instrument do you play most now?
Piano,
Piano.
definitely.
Okay. What was your first music teacher like, and what lessons did you learn from them that you still use today?
Well, is it like the first one that I really remember, or
Yeah,
okay? Yeah, so I'll go with like the first one that had an impact on me, I guess. I don't know. I just learned how to play. Mostly they taught me how to play an instrument. I guess I'd go with my first band instructor when I was learning the euphonium. I think that just teaches you how to learn an instrument and the process, what the process is like. And then, but furthermore, I think more in college, like my professors here is where I've learned more about like how to make your own music and kind of express yourself artistically with music, and just more specific things. Like I feel like every music instructor kind of teaches the same things up until a point.
Yeah.
And then you get more unique professors the further you go.
So what would you say your favorite instrument is to play, or one of your favorite instruments that you've ever played?
I think, well, I like playing the drums a lot, which is something I started doing very recently, since I joined the band. I didn't really have access to a drum kit before, so, but just going in there and like figuring it out is fun. I guess I'd have to say piano just because that's what I play, so it's most fun to make the best sounds on an instrument, I guess. So if I could play all of them, though, I don't know which would be my favorite. I like all of them, but drums I enjoy.
Alrighty. So do you perform, or is there a specific group that you perform with?
Yeah, so I perform now with my band, Dog Park, which is all students here. We've been gigging a lot recently. We're playing 3 next weekend, so we've been doing a lot. Before that, I was in the Octaves for 4 years, and that we performed for the school pretty often, a cappella group. Let me think. Other than that, no. That's all my performing.
Have you ever played off campus, or do you primarily play on campus?
We played off campus. We play at like different fraternity events off campus, and we played at, let me think. We played in Washington D.C. For an alumni's a gig they wanted us to throw. We're going to be playing at UVA in a couple weeks, so going to different campuses. But I'd say most of our gigs are technically off campus. We played a couple, I think 3 on campus, 2 at the lodges, 1 at like under the THC overlay.
And what has been your favorite place to perform at so far?
I think. I mean, the lodge was pretty cool. Inside the lodge was the first time we had done that, and our band name was originally Egg Doll, which is lodge backwards. So it was kind of like a long time coming to actually play inside of the lodge. But it is hot inside. I do like playing outside as well. And Yeah, I think I like all of them, but they're all good for different reasons. But they're places I'm looking forward to playing. In DC, we played in like a garage, and that was like not a garage, but like a back alleyway, and that was interesting. It was a cool spot, and it was in the city.
And so you're studying music in college now?
Yep.
What made you want to get into music originally?
I always liked music growing up. I listened to it a lot, and I was shy, so I didn't really sing until my junior year of high school. And then I joined the choir in high school, and that's when I kind of realized I had a talent for it, because I hadn't really been around other people doing music, so I didn't really know how I compared to other people. And then when I got to college and I joined the Octaves a cappella group, I started hanging out more with music people, and I had been making like my own beats and stuff on using like GarageBand and Logic before I got to school, so it was something I was kind of interested in, but I really started pursuing it like my junior year probably, just getting better at it and realizing that it was something that I was like talented at.
Do you have any strengths that you believe make you a better musician, or any weaknesses?
I'd say weaknesses would be like my work ethic to like practice things that aren't fun to practice. Like if you really want to get amazing at piano or any instrument, really, you have to grind through some uncomfortable practicing, like in stuff that's not fun to play and takes a long time and constant practice and rehearsal, and you can't skip any days or anything like that. So I think like in comparison to a lot of other musicians, that's where I lack. But I think as far as listening and kind of understanding what in songs that I like and stuff like that is impacting me and how to recreate that, that's kind of where my strengths are. I also think just my voice is a strength. I think it's like comes kind of naturally to me, expressing myself vocally, so I think some singers are focused on technique a lot, whereas for me it kind of just comes out of the soul. That's pretty cliche, but
Okay. You mentioned you made some beats and stuff before. Have you ever composed an original song?
yeah, so I've composed a bunch of songs actually, but I've released 4 or 5 on Spotify. But currently, for my capstone project to graduate, I am also composing a new project. So I've been composing like 10 to 20 songs for that. So I'll eventually narrow it down for the project, but I'm writing a lot. Yeah.
And what instruments are those songs on? Or is it mostly digital or vocal?
Yeah, so it's mostly digital, like digitally done MIDI files. So I play the piano, like I said, but I don't always have piano coming through as the sound. Sometimes I'll use a keyboard or something, or not even like a synth, like various synths. Those are pretty much what I'm limited to. I haven't used guitar in more than one song. Actually, I made a song with Will, who's in my class, our class, and he played guitar on that, so that one's just guitar and voice. But yeah, bass, there's bass and everything, drums, but those are all digital.
Do you have any particular musicians who inspire you?
A bunch. Right now, like, well, there's so many, but Stevie Wonder, I'll just list them. Stevie Wonder, Frank Ocean, Julian Casablancas from The Strokes. Kevin Parker from Tame Impala. He is Tame Impala, I guess. Depends on what you classify that, because when they tour their band. But anyway, I listen to a lot of Radiohead, and I listen to Leanne Wahabis, Alan Stone. There's so many, but yeah.
Right. What's the best advice another musician gave you?
I have to think about that. Wow. I'm trying to think, because I don't know if I really take the information down as like a note when it's given to me. It's more like I apply it, practice it, and then I forget who gave me what information. Let me think. I imagine the best advice I've gotten is probably from like YouTube videos I've watched, just like on how to do things. I always tend to find like good tips in those, and I am watching those a lot. So, but recently with Dr. Broning, working on my project, kind of breaking down the organization of a project and how to like think about things before you start writing, that will help you like put yourself in the right position to ultimately make your project. That's very helpful and something I didn't think about.
As a listener, how does music play a part in your day-to-day life?
Probably just same as most people, but just a little more. I listen to a little more music, probably just from, like, if we're playing a new song with our band, then I have to listen to that a bunch of times to remember the lyrics and know how it goes and know the form and stuff. Or if I'm analyzing something, like recently I was analyzing for my project. So I listened to one song that I was analyzing for about 2 hours, just like on repeat, trying to figure out what was going on and all the different intricacies of the song. But I also like to listen to things casually, with less analytical thinking, and the same way everyone does. Or not everyone, I guess, but most people.
And what is your biggest takeaway from your experience with listening, learning, and performing music?
Just that people like music, and it's as close to a universal, I don't know, it's something that everyone seems to enjoy, regardless of who you are, and that's pretty rare in like society, that there's something that a lot of people agree on, whether it's people disagree on what genres they like, but everyone almost likes music, like in some sense. And performing is great. It's so much fun.
That's all I have then. Thank you.
Perfect.